So we're going to go ahead and get into facts and opinions. We're going to talk about Kanye West and Donald Trump.
Oh, Lord.
Kanye getting butt fucked by Donald Trump. This motherfucker said Obama was in office for 8 years and nothing in Chicago changed.
Okay, let's revisit the whole Kanye West situation, okay? Kanye West, in 2016, around my birthday, late November, remember he was on the St. Pablo tour?
Mm-hmm.
He was hospitalized. And what they said was wrong with him then was he was dehydrated and exhausted. He was hospitalized for dehydration and exhaustion. And if you believed that, then you're crazy, not him, because clearly something was wrong with the dude, because he was going on rants at the they had to shut the whole thing down. You don't remember that? Okay.
I don't keep up with Kanye West.
Okay,
like
but I mean, I'm just saying that was
10.
a big thing. He's not really in the top, but you know that St. Pablo tour, you know, everybody. Not to mention the fact that for the Yeezus tour, the dude had Confederate flags on the merch.
Graduation was the last time I respected anything Kanye West did.
Okay, so then if that didn't hip you to something was wrong with him, then his co-writer Rhymefest quit. Now this is somebody that he had been with and did stuff with for years. He just quit on him. Guess why? He said because he needs counseling. The dude's a little off. That's why he quit. And if that didn't cue you into something was wrong, one of his very, very good friends from Chicago that I hold dear and I have so much respect for him, Malik Youssef, the poet. He's a philosopher, smart dude. He said he needs medicine. He doesn't take his bipolar medicine.
I think he hurt.
He didn't take his bipolar medicine.
I think he hurt. And I when we had a conference call earlier this week, I said the same thing. Like, he has not recovered over his mom passing away.
I don't think so either.
He has not. That's why he's doing all this. I don't think it's nothing wrong with him. I just think he just really need to go to counseling.
There is something wrong with him. And if that would be something wrong with him. If you go through a traumatic event like losing a parent.
But the thing I hate is when people say, oh, they need to take medicine. Like, why does pills? And that's how addiction starts.
Okay, this
like,
is
why do we
exactly.
have to take medicine?
I have to agree with you, but let me tell you why I have to agree with you. Because you cannot cure a spiritual illness with a physical fix. And what I mean by that is, if something is really deeply hurting you to the point where it starts to affect your spirit, you know what I mean? You can't. It's nothing. You can take all the drugs in the world. You are not going to fix that. What you're going to do is you're going to kill yourself.
My mama dead. I ain't dying my hair blowing. I ain't fucking white women.
That's what I mean.
I'm saying everything.
Everybody deals with death differently.
He contradicting himself. Like, everything that he spoke about in the beginning that he wasn't going to do, he doing all of that now.
Okay.
Like, all of it.
Let me ask you a question. Can you agree with me on this? The harder you try to push to do good, the more evil stuff come to try to bring you down.
I agree.
You cannot come out to the world and say, Jesus walks with me, and I know that the demons are coming against me. If you listen to that song, every song that he made back then, everything is like it's like he called all that stuff on him. Because he was like so strong, and the stronger you come out, the stronger the evil is going to come out. So he wasn't strong enough to fight it. I don't think that is funny. I don't think what he's doing is right. I don't excuse him for what he's doing, but clearly something is wrong with him, and it's not. We need to if they acknowledge the fact that the dude got something wrong with him, then we could deal with it. But see, they're deflecting. You know what I'm saying? If Kim Kardashian and if all of them wouldn't have tried to play, clean up, oh, he's exhausted. Bullshit. The dude has got something going on, and we need to help him. We can't help him. You need to help him.
He got that Kardashian pussy. That's what it is.
Exactly. They are succubus, all of them. And we were talking earlier. I'm like, during all this time, the mom died, and then Jay-Z kind of just chucked the deuce. Was like, I can't deal with you and your foolishness. You know what I mean? The dude was suffering, and then guess who scooped him up? The Kardashians. They like a grown men. Adoption agency. They only mess with black dudes that don't have no mama, no family. You know what I mean? Like, they pick them up and then they just like take over.
They must got some powerful pussy.
No, they're very.
Odom was on drugs. Yeah,
it's succubus. It's something. I mean, like, come on. Now this whole thing with him getting involved with Trump, I'm not mad at him. Like he said, you know, he got free thought. That's on him. He's not the first rapper that's gotten involved with a politician.
But the thing is like, I don't disagree with everything Donald Trump talk about. Like with the whole situation with the food stamps, like, I don't disagree that people should have to have work requirements and should have to do more to get government assistance. I mean, we're the taxpayers. So, I mean, of course, like, it's everything that Donald Trump said out of his mouth is not bad. It's just the majority of the shit that comes out of his mouth is bad.
I don't think I think I don't like him, his face, everything. I look at him and he just annoys me. Everything that comes out of his mouth, all the policies that he's trying to put into place.
Kim, can I get a hug?
He cannot hug me. He can't touch me. I don't like him.
We're gonna make America great again.
Respectfully, I know that he's the president, but I respectfully would just have to say no, because I don't like what he's trying to do. It's not for me or my people, so I can't get behind anything like that. If Kanye wants to do that, everybody's saying he's just doing it for attention. No, the dude is really just a little bit off. He's just a little bit off.
He said he helped Omarosa. She a sister.
She what?
Omarosa.
He helped her?
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all though, why do we like Kanye?
Who likes him?
I'm saying, why did we grow to like Kanye?
Musically, his music, his message.
This whole conversation, we didn't talk about music not once, and I think that's the problem. Like, we so involved in these people's lives. It's like we like these people because of their music, not because of what they doing outside of it. And I think that's really what we got to focus on. We got to focus on the music. Because I don't know if y'all heard it, but him and T.I. dropped a song. Like, Kanye music, he's still talking about the empowerment of the people, and he's still giving the game. Like, him and T.I. dropped a song yesterday.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
Basically answering all the questions, all the shit he been talking about on social media. He's answering all the questions. Because, you know, T.I., he coming from our perspective. And he asking, like, nigga, what is you doing? Like, you tripping. And Kanye answering all that, like, and
but even when
I think it's more entertainment.
But
like
do you
before the show, entertainment is the monetization of emotions, and he just playing into the emotions. He's playing into the crazy. It might be a little something wrong with him. He might be a little off.
Why are y'all saying might though? We just read it. We just said it.
I've never met Kanye, so I can't just assume something from what I see offline. Just like, I know we probably gonna talk about it later, but we look at Nas as a cool motherfucker. We don't think he was beating Khalees. You feel me? Or Fab. We don't think, just because we see him from the outside, we don't think like, oh nah, he.
Because we think about their music. We don't think about them.
This is these people. Okay, right. But when you talk to people that do know Kanye and they say stuff like, it's always the same working with Kanye. It's always very difficult.
But they could be paying him to say that. It's always the
task.
He could be paying
This is one of his good friends.
But I done heard people like Sci-Hi was in the interview. He was like, man, Kanye, he show love to everybody. He give everybody credit. If you in the studio, you getting credit. He's like, man, Kanye is a person that's gonna show you love. He gonna make sure you good. So it's two sides of every story.
Listen, okay, but no, he's not dogging him out. Listen to what he said. He doesn't take his medication because he chooses not to. And I applaud him for that. Whatever they prescribe you for bipolar or schizophrenia, whatever they diagnosed him as, but that doesn't mean anything. They can diagnose you with all kinds of stuff. That doesn't mean you have to adhere to those principles. Like, okay, you don't have to. But you also don't have to not take it and be out here saying dumb shit and making songs like Scoopity Doopity Doop. Like, that's fine that you don't want to adhere to what the doctors are saying because, you know, whatever, free thought, whatever he's preaching out here. But somebody that was licensed and went to school to diagnose people diagnosed him, boo.
If I just fuck this
they
model,
just didn't have to. He don't have to take the medicine at all. But the fact that he needed it in the first place. Like, why are we all ignoring the fact that this dude might really just have a mental illness?
But
so
you got to think too, even with kids, like they quick to diagnose a kid with something,
ADHD,
you know, and it's like that don't mean there's something wrong with him. It's like just because he's on medication, right, that don't mean there's something wrong with him. But I think we should focus on the music instead of focusing on this person.
I agree. I think that's the world we live in with social media. I think social media plays a big part in it.
I think so too.
And even like with Donald Trump, like, because I mean, even when he was on The Apprentice, he said some off the wall shit, but we didn't know like the ins and outs of a lot of the shit that Donald Trump was saying. And then with his Twitter account. So I mean, social media plays a lot in it.
I don't think that.
And I think that social media, to me too, has also made me like grow to not really care for a lot of people in a certain ways. Like I know she was saying like with Erykah Badu. And it's like, you know, even with T.I. being like my favorite one of my favorite rappers.
On the show? Or did I say
no, you said that personally.
Oh, why
but even it don't matter. I mean, we agree to disagree. We agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like with T.I., I don't like a lot. I feel like he be doing too much nowadays. I really do. Like, it's just, I can love your music, but I don't have to really care for your views as a person.
This is the thing. And this is what makes me mad. Why are we so easily influenced?
Social media. It's all because social
Why?
media. And then you got to think too. Shoot, for real, social media is bullying Kanye. Like that can play into it too.
Right.
So it's like, man,
leave him alone. He's not good. He's not well.
That probably can make him go into, you know.
If he had cancer, y'all wouldn't do him like this. Mental illness is an illness.
You got something to say?
I just mean to the certain extent, y'all kept saying we just gotta pay attention to the music, but the music is what the kids listen to.
But it's not even just that. The music comes from a place, right? It comes from here, like.
But even think about it, how they say even when he gets into that zone, when he's going into creating his album, how he excludes everybody and goes into a dark place. Like, why is that so comfortable instead of being, you know what I mean? Like,
because that's where he's
itself.
at emotionally, in a dark place.
Yeah, because
so guess
he
what's
hasn't
going to
got
come out of his
over-
mouth? Darkness.
Well, and that's why I say now we talking about him, his music, how he creates. Now let's listen to the music. Now, what is Kanye talking about in his music? Is he talking about the same stuff and that's what I say, like, if we gonna critique Kanye, let's listen to what he's talking about in his music, and let's dissect that instead of dissecting the answers he's doing outside of the music.
What's so different between what's the music and what's coming out of his mouth? Both of him, correct?
But this is what we spoke
Why
about
are we
before.
focusing or holding one to a higher standard than the other? If you are who you are, standing your truth.
I mean, Kanye is standing in his truth, though. I feel like he is, because he's always been outspoken. He speaks about all these issues he's going through. He speaks about it in his music, and that's like, and at the same, like I said, we talking about stuff outside of music, and I think that's the disconnect.
That's none of our business. You're saying,
Basically,
like,
yeah,
why are we doing that? Because that's what we do. Americans, we don't have royalty, so we pick people to look after and to follow. But I just think that the fact that we are so easily influenced says a lot about us as a culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people we follow, it speaks to us as a culture. Mm-hmm. The person that we elected to be president, it speaks of us as a culture. Because all these people that you follow, all these rappers, all these actors, they do the same shit he does.
Follow real niggas.
And it's like, and it's to the point to where, like, if you're not agreeing with Kanye saying off the mic, just stop listening to his music instead of making this big uproar. Like, if you don't support something, just stop supporting it.
That's what everybody is saying that they are going to do now. But look, he just said that he's producing all these albums and his own album. So everybody's like, yeah, nah, I'm good on him. Okay, fine. Well, maybe that'll teach him his lesson. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, if you really, we're dealing with two different things here, right? I mean, he might be mentally ill. And if that's the case, if he came out and was honest about it, he could work through it. We know how to deal with that. But if you just out here like, yeah, nah, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm just dehydrated and I'm tired. That's why I love Trump. Like, nah, dude.
I like when she go on vacation and come back. She be having a lot of shit to say. You got a lot to say. What's on your mind besides the show? Let's talk about that.
Besides the show?
Besides the show.
What is